Hi, my name is Mandy Mayer, and this is Module 1 for Educational Action Research. A little bit about myself. I grew up in Western Kansas. I graduated with my teaching degree from Fort Hays State University. I've been married for 12 years to my wonderful husband. I have 3 amazing children who are currently enjoying the first parts of their summer, and I've taught kindergarten for 15 years. This year, I had a new adventure. This is my first year I just completed as the lead teacher at a new school, at Sacred Heart Catholic School, and I really enjoyed that change. I'm not in the classroom all of the time now, and kind of enjoyed, even though the year was crazy, that change. Action research, what is it? Action research is a type of inquiry that is practical, as it involves making changes to practice, theoretical, as it is informed by theory and can generate new insights, and it's concerned with change and improvement. Action research is a methodology. It is a framework for approaching a piece of research. Action researchers believe or adopt a position which says that they can be seen differently from different perspectives. They try to understand and make improvements to practice in an environment where there are probably many viewpoints. Exemplary action research can in itself be an effective way to address and cope with difficult circumstances. Things like heavy teaching loads, large classes, a lack of material resources, and so on. Because it enables teachers to gain a better understanding of their classroom context and so develop more appropriate ways of teaching without waiting for solutions from the outside. There are a variety of forms of action research that have evolved over the last few decades, but most adopt a methodical approach embracing problem identification, action planning, implementation, evaluation, and reflection. The insights gained from the initial cycle feed into the planning of the next cycle, with the action plan being modified and the research process repeated. There are 4 basic elements evident in the definitions and descriptions of action research. They include empowerment of participants, both the learner and the practitioner, collaboration through participation, acquisition of knowledge, and social change. In recent years, many teachers and administrators have engaged in productive curricular and instructional improvement through each type of action research. It has been shown to be an effective form of professional development, especially if it's used over time, and it has helped teachers refine their craft and become more creative educators. Part of the promise inherent in the action research format is the support of the current movement towards the site-based decision-making. And a lot of times the collaborative relationships formed when doing action research have increased between school personnel and members of central district offices. And using school-wide action research has increased the problem-solving capabilities of schools and even districts as a whole. As knowledge of the process accumulates as we explore action research, we are better able to guide our school improvement efforts. And we can continue to make better studies and its effects, and they're able to make more informed decisions based on the things that they learn, and it will help influence student opportunities to learn. These results should be positive, for action research has the potential to generate the energy and knowledge needed to support healthy learning communities. Our challenge as educators is to make this a reality. The action research cycle, the process begins with a real-world challenge and an open-ended question, involved into a deep dive into research and ended with a public showcase of findings. The action research is a cycle of inquiry and reflection. During the process, you will determine where you're at, where you want to be, and how you're going to get there. Usually it follows these steps. First, identify a problem and envision success. Develop a plan of action. Collect data. Analyze that data and form conclusions. Modify your theory and repeat the cycle. And then finally, you'll report the results. All teachers want to reach their students more effectively and help them become better learners and citizens. Action research provides a reflective process that you can use to implement changes in your classroom and determine if those changes result in the desired outcome. So what's the difference between action research and regular research or traditional research? Teachers often associate research with scientists and with test tubes and labs. However, research is not just done in laboratories and universities or is just for scientific purposes only. It can also be done by teachers and learners to gain a better understanding of the dynamic nature of the classroom life and possibly to bring about change. Research has the following characteristics: questions to be answered, systematic collection of data, analysis of the data, and then answers to the question. Exploratory action research is a way to explore and understand and improve our practice as teachers. It involves these steps: clarifying the problem, the interest or puzzle, and deciding on specific questions. Collecting the data that you need to answer the questions. Analyzing and interpreting the data to answer the questions and understand the situation better. Planning to make a change, and then making the change. Observing what happens, evaluating the change, and reflecting on what you want to do next. Common problems. Teachers often feel like they're a juggling monkey. They have so many things to deal with and all going on at the same time, and they're under continual stress and continual pressures to act quickly and solve problems. When something's not working, a normal response is to just try different solutions until you find one that works. But when there's multiple problems, it comes to a point that you are not able to address all the problems. By talking to each other, working alone sometimes is a problem, that teachers are trying to do all of this alone. If you work alone, you don't maximize the benefits of reflection, and you will not be able to find different possible ways through the problems of your project. Another problem is collecting too much data. Collecting less data sometimes is helpful, otherwise the project can turn into a dissertation. Sometimes we think that more data equals better valid findings, but this is just not true. And then you need to be flexible. Being prepared to deviate from your plan is helpful. That's the nature of emergent research. Deviation should be expected and show reflexivity in action, and it is good, and that's a good thing. Teaching practice, my own teaching practice. Each year I try to improve, to create, to build relationships with all my students in order to create the best learning environment that not only promotes learning, but also is a place where all students feel safe and loved and supported in their learning. Action research could be used to improve my teaching practice. Action research has been used in many areas where an understanding of a complex social solutions have been sought in order to improve the quality of life and education, in training and development as well. In 1982, Zuber-Surkov describes action research approach as follows. Through systematic, controlled action research, higher education teachers can become more professional, more interested in pedagogical aspects of higher education, and more motivated to integrate their research and teaching interests into a holistic way. This, in turn, can lead to greater job satisfaction, better academic programs, improvement of student learning and practitioners' insights, and contributions to the advancement of knowledge in higher education, which is the ultimate goal, is to become better, to better help our students. My initial thoughts on action research is that it was overwhelming and confusing, and that there's no way I have enough time to do this in the classroom. After doing this research for this assignment, I could see where it would be really beneficial and would be a great professional development activity if done correctly and guided correctly. I have not been a part of a formal action research project in my school system, although we did do a lot with creating a positive behavior support system and did a lot of research and worked together as a group to modify and change that to best fit our school system, but it wasn't formally called an action research problem, and we didn't probably go through it the same way, but I could see where that would be very similar. Support for educational success. Action research remains a powerful tool for simultaneously improving the practice and health of an organization. For teachers, principals, and district office, action research promises progress in professionalism. The process allows them to experience the problem solving and to model it for their students. They carefully collect data to diagnose problems, search for solutions, and take actions on promising possibilities, and monitor whether and how well the action worked. This cycle can repeat itself many times, focusing on the same problem or on another. Using action research effectively meets all the above standards. Using data, evaluation, development, implementation, collaboration, improvement of instructional practices, all in a systematic way to help lead to the success and well-being of each student and adult. This assignment correlates to the standard because it provides resources to help deepen our understanding of the action research process and how it could be used to effectively meet all the standards in a systematic way to support and improve educational success and the well-being of each student and adult. This assignment is relevant because it's important as educators to always be improving and growing in our craft. Action research is a systematic way of improving the success and well-being of not only our students, but also ourselves as educators. This assignment has helped me see the benefits of action research as professional development. I feel that if it's done correctly, with the correct support, it could really help me and others in my school improve and grow as professionals, and not only promote the success and well-being of each student in my classroom, but in the whole school, which is always the ultimate goal. As a future leader, I can see the use of action research to improve the whole school and how that could be very beneficial, especially, again, if it was done correctly, not just thrown in our laps, but through a systematic process, how this could help using the data to help improve our students' scores and successes. These are my references. Thank you and have a great day.